bringing. Oh, man, I can see you. We finally got this to happen. I appreciate it.
I know, right?
All right, I'll start with you since you provided me the opportunity. Ben, you want to get that microphone in front of Coach, and we'll start there. You might just broke the record. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You tied the record for followers coming down. That's the big Thai family coming down to third. Talked a little track to the field.
Go us.
I love, yeah, go you all day long. I love that. Now look at this. I have a grandson. These kids, look at this young man. He's filming. How old are you?
13.
Oh my God, the technology in their hands blows me away. I can't turn my phone on half the time. So, Coach, who'd you bring down today?
I brought down a young kid from a very small age. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, I brought down some young kids from a very kid about age, kids around Mills County.
I love it.
Right now we have Coach Reese, Nitro. We got Rodney. We got Quan.
Lanaya.
Isaiah. And Solomon, a.k.a. Solo.
Solo, my man.
And in the back, we got Coach Barbers, White Barbers.
I met him.
We have Andino Ferguson, DJ, and we have Avery Tucker Jr. AJ.
Well, thanks for coming down, all of you. Hey, and Mr. Ferguson, my buddy that owns this place, his last name is Ferguson. So you got some juice in this place. Say, I'm Ferguson. Yeah. Give me a picture there of water. I'm the Ferguson. Well, thanks for bringing everybody down. And I love this because, like I say, from the peewees to the pros, and when you start at this age with these kids, you know, the love of the sport, or just being active. And I typically don't care how successful they are, but if they're active and doing something positive, that's where you start. And then the coaches will doing a great job. Talk a little bit about how these youth programs assist Gibb High and the other high schools in their track program.
First of all, a lot of these programs, a lot of them, they go in then when they get older, they go to like various high schools, us as coaches, build them up, get them ready for the next level. And we're trying to right. You got a couple of guys going to North Carolina in the June, in the July to August.
I told you before, and I tell you on the air, when you're doing fundraisers for these events, get a hold of us here first, and we'll help you with fundraising. Because I think it's that important, and I love these kids getting a chance to travel outside of it, St. Pete, seeing the world, and then getting to compete at the same time. And then the camaraderie that brings, and the tightness. I love that too. So did my buddy already give you a hell about FAMU, Savannah State, man? Yeah. He's the brains behind the operation. These are my first round draft picks to keep the old man in line. So, Coach, share a little bit of your history and working with these kids. And Reese, right?
Yes, sir.
So you brought some Reese's Pieces with you, I see. How many you got here?
I have a total of 5, but I currently have 4.
Well, God bless you. And God bless you that they're rocking and rolling and running track and having fun and hanging on the pot. So, talk a little bit about your background. Did you participate in track in high school, college?
I ran track 1 year, 8th grade, middle school. I did not have a good track. We just went out there and did fun. We did like auto runs, we would just run around the track, run around the track. We weren't really good at it. But when we got to it, we had to have to learn how to be a coach. It's not about knowing how to run, it's about how to teach how to run. And other people fun focus.
Well, that's the reality with good coaches. Even if they didn't participate. And your story, I really applaud you because it sounds like in 8th grade. And I know a lot of young people. I ran collegiately and I'm addicted to track. But It's hard. People are like, and it's lonely. People are like, I don't want to run track. But it's one of the best sports for the rest of your lives, kids, by far. And now here you are, guys that, walked away from it, giving back to kids and educating. And did you have other coaches mentor you and help you?
Other sports? Yes. I have all the wherewithal in the world that understand the concept of being in shape and also recognizing talent and discipline to the right spot. So being in the elementary, it helps out with a great deal.
Now, I love PE because back in the day, 100 years ago, when I was rolling, you went to PE and you were an athlete, typically their coaches, they didn't make you participate because they didn't want you to get hurt. But then the rest of the kids were like, that's not fair. So then I got into PE. Do you remember they used to have presidents? Yeah. You're not that old. That's really going way back. That was a John F. Kennedy plan back in the day. Yeah, the president. You're not. You don't remember that. Yeah. You might be a little. You just look young. But do they have anything like that, or do you create your own for the kids as far as? Because they all need goals, and I'm sure you set goals for them to try to accomplish them.
Right. In school, they call it fitness plan, and it's the same process, different things, and as you track it within accounting. So now instead of just getting a paper that's signed by George or whatever, whatnot, you made a certain amount of students or something, as you log into the system, and it can track you from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. So you can see the progress throughout the year, especially if they're doing the proper push-ups or a proper pacing test, the curl-ups and the trunk-ups. It's all logged in.
That's fabulous, because then they can keep track, and that's motivation. And then if they go home to mom and dad and they say, how you doing? And they're proud of it. Look at this. 21st century. That's fabulous. How many, back in the day, I had standing broad jump, 600, all them. What did they migrate it up to? What did they advance to?
It's called a pacer test. And it's pretty much when they take a basketball court, they get some music on the radio, and every 5 seconds, you got to call the game line before that you have it. And then you have 2 times in that running before you stop. And that's how you highlight all the tests. And it's like people classes, you have to get some experience. And they add your numbers, the better you are. I had a mentor that used that to my advantage because if I see the kids off the track, well, I can use that as a baseline data. You are the next 7 laps. And if they're in the school, you may very well be able to I do that because I was a kindergarten for elementary. I was one of the fastest kids in kindergarten, and she actually took me to Northeast High School to participate in the track meet. I had no idea what was going on. Someone out here run with other kids, and I ran the track. I remember that. Now, now I use that same logic for all my kids now to get right into the track.
Get them excited about doing something like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
But then they're blessed because you nurture them all the way through, all the way to the high school level, and basically monitor their progress and see how they're doing. That is fabulous. You guys need a lot more visibility and respect, and that's what I'm going to continue to do with all the public schools in this community. They're not getting enough love as far as I'm concerned. And that's our mission in 22, 23. We got the NFL alumni going to work with us in the community, the kids, and we got the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. We want to make sure I have the private schools on from time to time. They get all the love, the Jesuits. But and in Iowa, I work with all the kids in the urban communities, making sure. And it's people like you that drive like the 4 of you. They're driving the bus essentially to make sure these things happen. And you need support and help. So you got the old man behind you. And I love this basketball. The kids love coming to PE. Are you? Wait a minute. Is he like a Marine sergeant? Is he hard? See that? Firm but fair. He's firm but fair. Now, are you diligent? Respect all those topics you touch?
Yes.
I can tell that right away. I agree with you 1,000%. You love them, but you also, like I said, firm but fair. I don't think they'll be down here if they didn't like it. Did you have to drive your own car?
You don't have a choice.
I know.
With the school, track, football, baseball, basketball, I'm everywhere. So I have to be the same person in all aspects. So understanding that when someone says coach, it may be different. All you a coach, but it's always like
Well, yeah, consistency for all the kids. I would say this. I have hundreds, if not thousands, of friends and coaches doing this all these years. And they have kids, and typically coaches are tougher on their own kids than they are on the kids that they're working with, coaches and teachers. And I feel that they have to be because you don't ever want to get that response without the coach. So I'm sure you got to monitor yourself a little bit from time to time there. Yeah. So your background, you grew up here? God bless you. Staying in your neighborhood and giving back. They don't make enough people like you. You guys just want to sit there and be quiet, or you want to talk to your man for a second? You don't need, I talk loud enough, you don't need those, but you need the microphone and talk loud. And now remember, I'm old. I got ADD, age deficit disorder, so I know I introduced me, but nice and loud, your name and sports you're involved in. Yeah, pull that closer. Avery, tell me what's your favorite sport? What grade are you in? Okay, all right. What position you play in football? Well, you guys all doing me a favor. You got to get the football coach. I've had Boca Ciega on. I've had Northeast. I haven't had Gibbs. You guys are my first Gibbs guy. I've been banging up on the door. Oh, you don't? I've had St. Pete High on. Yeah. I've had the Green Devils on. That's why you got that green on? The Green Devils. So what position do you play? Do you like offense better or defense? Well, you guys should have. Well, you lost. Did you know Coach Sean Davis? Did you ever know him? Yeah. Well, he's the head coach now over in Northeast. He's a friend of mine. He'll probably try to recruit you. Try to get you over to Northeast. So, how old were you when you started track? Wow. And you know what? Track is good for every sport. And that's one thing kids don't realize, how important it is to track and field. You know, speed wins games at any level, any sport. I don't care what you say. And to learn how to run properly, these guys teach you, coach you, is very important. So don't give it up. A lot of guys give it up, even their senior year after you're done with football. Too short a period in your life. Don't give it up. All right, you want to do a shout out to anybody listening at home? What's her name? That's a smart. You always start with mom first. Always start with mom first. If you want that hot meal when you get home. All right, my man. Well, good luck this year, St. Pete High. We'll probably have you. I'm sure we'll have you guys down. You tell Coach if you want to come down for the football team. Who's this young man? He looks like the quiet one. Talk nice and loud, young man. Wow, that's diversity. I like that diversity. What's your favorite sport? Yeah, you don't have to pick one, but now, how old are you? Where are you going to go to high school at? Gibbs has superb basketball. I know that. Is that your goal to play for Gibbs? And what position do you play? Really? You know what? Track is probably the best choice you made. You get up and down the court because you'll outrun the rest of those guys. And you're seeing that now, the way this game has evolved. There's no centers. They don't post up. They're all fluid. They're all running up. They're all running up and down and track. A lot of people that play basketball shied away from track and field, unfortunately, back in the day. But the reality is that's a great choice on your part. You want to do a shout out to anybody? Starts at home, yeah. These are typical kids. I'm glad you got over that, because I used to have a boxing club for kids. I would have pulled you in my boxing club. You would have fought there. That's the only place you would have fought. So, right, you got a great smile. What's your parents' name? Well, I've got three of you listening. He looks like they all look like very respectful young people, but good luck, and we'll talk to you when you get to Gibbs High. Right? When you're starting as a freshman or sophomore, that's a big challenge. All right, Coach. You want to talk a little bit more? You're the man with the plan. We'll move it over here. Okay. I've been wanting to talk to you a little bit about your prestigious alum that you work with. So Coach, how many years? First of all, let's see your bio. Where are you from originally? Originally from St. Pete. Born and raised here in the South Side. Been a coach in track and field over 20 years. Head coach at St. Pete Catholic, assistant coach at Gibbs High School, assistant coach at Lakewood, and now assistant coach at Palmetto High School. You're in the track coaching Hall of Fame as far as I'm concerned. And also a USATF track and field official. Oh my word, you're my guy. I've been looking, no offense, but I've been looking for somebody like him because I watch so much track and field worldwide, and was heavily involved with Great Relays. We got to get something with Great Relays. The Blue Oval. We'll go together. Well, I'd love that. I'd like to take a junket. I've got about 3 or 4 guys, and I just went to past year. And it's American Athletic Classic. And unfortunately, it runs the same weekend as the Penn Relays, as you're well aware. And I wish they'd figure that out from the corporate participation so that they end up the weekend. But I ran on that baby 8 years, and I'm still just addicted to track and field. Did you run track and field in high school? I ran track and field. Made the state qualifier. Didn't have that background as far as someone supporting me at that time. So really, had interest in college, but joined the military instead and ran track in the military. God bless you for that too. Thank you for your service. What'd you run? 400 and 800. Oh man, that was fun races. We're the races. Hell no! I mean, heck no! I'm not getting throttled in front of everybody at 13th and Central. We'll only go 5 yards, that's good. Oh, I'm in. I live on the beach. I'll start working on the sand like a quick stop. 400 and 800, yeah. Well, grueling. That's tough to get these kids to want to run 400 and 800, isn't it? Yeah. Especially, you're going to be 4 and 8?
15, 4, 8, yes. Yes.
That'll take you a long ways, I'm telling you right now. And as you're well aware, Coach, I've always said I don't work about keeping it. I don't want to work with kids, so I'll talk about that. Anyway, you get these kids that think they're sprint. And you're like, you're fast. Right. But you need to move up to the 400. Right. You need to move up to the 800. And that's what a coach did to me when I was in 8th grade. And then I made varsity, I ran 4 and 8, and I was very blessed. I told my wife, obviously, I didn't have 100 years ago. But a lot of kids won't listen. My own sons, and when they play college sports, other sports, they said, you just want to start talking to young men. I said, said, no. The reality is you are not that fast.
Right.
You're quick. 2-4-8. No, too hard. Not too much work. I played groups anyway. So you know the journey at 38. So all these years of coaching now, we've had some wonderful experiences, some superb athletes, and I don't want to take away from this conversation with kids. We talked about Burrell and incredible success. And the reason I like to highlight him, we talked about, and I did last year at this time during the trials and tribulations. But I love that kid's story because he gives back to the community. Here he is on the world stage. He can say, he can put St. Pete in his rearview mirror and say, sayonara, man. I travel the world, and some athletes do that. Talk a little bit about it.
So he's a great young man. I can't call him a kid, man. I know him as a kid, but I know him as a young man. Great athlete. Basically, more than values and solid. He understands, his mission, and he understands where his strength comes from. So with all that being said, he's a great athlete. I mean, work ethic is phenomenal. He was injured, bounced back from that. Normally athletes do not bounce back from the injury that he had. But he's made some great strides. He carries the load of track and field not only for the United States, but for the Bay Area just as well. But he's also a great young man that comes back to give back as noticed. So coming along, you just knew he was a special talent. When he ran AAU, he ran under the AAU organization called the Lightning Bolt. I won't take anything from him. And he's got some good quarters. Coach Rob is, he was kind of instrumental on that point also. But outside that arena, he was just a great kid, great young man.
Well, and the thing about him is growing up here and being a role model for these kids to look up to. Keep working hard, good things, and remain on the right path. Good things happen to people. Right. And it's even a tougher challenge for your parents and kids in today's world because they have access to the rest of the world that sometimes can be enticing. So again, I applaud you guys for everything.
Can I say one thing?
Say as much as you deserve to. Say as much as you want.
I understand St. Petersburg does not have a sports council, but they need to develop one under the new mayor Ken Welch for the simple fact the training facilities are not available to everyone. Granted, we do branch off.
We need to have lunch.
Okay, we do need to branch off. We have branched off and made other teams because of coaching styles and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we all need equal access. They give access to tournaments and training at high school basketball gyms and everything. They will not sign off totally on using their facilities. That belongs to the county. It belongs to the county, and we make up the county. So that's the one thing I just wanted to just pinpoint.
That's an easy argument.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
Well, I could go on and things I'm discovering being down here and now diving back into sports 2.5 years. As I told Coach Rob, I can't believe that these public schools have to do fundraising for their own uniform.
Right.
Horrible. I was embedded in high school sports for almost 20 years up north. I've told some of my friends that are coaches there, oh my God, that's horrible. I mean, they got enough challenges in today's world with the coach and the parents and the clients. Anyway, we will have lunch, talk about that. And speaking of Coach Mayor Ken Welch, I was trying to get him on the show this week. Of course, politicians, they do a 4th of July weekend. They're kissing babies and shaking hands. But we're going to talk a little bit about keeping St. Pete where their ways are. But I'll blindside him on the air. I'll throw a curve at him. I will.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
The whole city will appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I appreciate what you guys are doing. Who's this young lady?
I'm Quan Reese, Shaquana Reese.
So you're the boss. I should have been talking to you the whole time. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Well, fabulous job with your 5 children.
Yes, 5. 3 of them are going to the Junior Olympics this year, so they qualified. So I had the pleasure of being, I guess you would say, the track model this year.
Well, it is a pleasure. I miss those days, I typically took my kids on the travel, and you end up with some stragglers who don't have parents to take them. Those are the best years of my life. I mean, it's fine for you at times right now, I'm sure, but
Oh, definitely. Between track and football, and now someone wants to add karate and gymnastics, so it is absolutely.
who's karate?
That would be that Rodney Reese.
Rodney Reese. I'm going to see you in the Olympics. Well, I might not be alive. But see you in the Olympics and get the gold medal in karate or the 1500 meters. Which one would you rather have a gold medal in? 1500? That's a good goal.
Yeah, he qualified for the pentathlon, the 1500, and
My man.
turbo jab. Oh yes, and Solomon qualified in all of his events. He qualified in the pentathlon, the turbo jab, the 1500, and the 800. The 800.
The 800, that's my favorite.
Yep. And then Lanaya qualified in the 1500 run as well as the 1500 race walk. And people kind of close their eyes on the race walk, but she is absolutely phenomenal. She plays gold. Yeah, she plays gold in the regionals. So we're really looking forward to that. And every time she does the race walk, she definitely receives a medal.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Is it your favorite?
Yes.
That's cool. Now, how old are you?
10.
Now, are you the only girl? You're the boss of the family?
Yes.
Whoa. Who's shaking their head over here?
That's got to be Isaiah.
Not the boss?
She is the only girl, and she is the youngest.
Oh, she's the youngest, too.
She is. She's the youngest.
Well, you've got a heck of a track team and group of athletes here.
Very proud of her.
Where are you
Football,
from then,
track,
dear?
and I'm originally from New York, but I'm Army brat.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been in the state of Florida for a really long time. My husband and I argue that I'm not from New York, but that is where I was born, so that's the reality.
And now you're down here in Paradise, and you guys are making a big difference in the St. Pete community. I absolutely love that. We're going to start, you know, I'm talking about this too. We're going to start launching the MVP, Most Valuable Parents. And these would be my first parents. I'm serious. And we're going to launch that. I'm going to wait until August. I'll get the big O, putting that on social media. And you guys are going to be, and we're going to do it right now. You're our first Camp St. Pete Sports Community MVP, Most Valuable Parents. And then I'll get you guys down here to Furs to have a nice meal at the family.
Oh, that would be
How's that
phenomenal.
sound?
Thank
Okay?
you.
Yeah.
Love that.
All right, Coach. This has been good. Young man, you've been over here quiet. You're shooting video. You want to have some mic time? You deserve it.
Good catch, man.
Good catch.
MVP parent. Come on now.
Really good catch.
My name is Isaiah Reese. I play football.
What position you play?
I play fullback and outside linebacker.
What's your favorite?
And what?
Football. You like hitting or you running the ball?
I like the ball. I like running the ball because I can hit people. And I like being like linebacker and fullback.
Well, without a shadow of a doubt. How old are you? 13. You told me 13. See, I'm old. I can't remember that. So will you go to Gibbs High?
No, I'll be going to Northeast High School.
You'll be playing for my buddy Sean Davis.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a good friend of the shows, and his son plays at Iowa State. I've been a couple fundraisers, so I'll tell Coach I talked to his future starting on both ways. How about that? That's why I'm confident.
I think we got a lot of Vikings now. These are my gladiators on the team.
Not from this young man.
I will say I love the work that you're doing with the public schools. I'm a curriculum specialist over at Lambda Innovation Academy. And so absolutely love the work that you're doing. Just the public
We've
school
just
system
scratched the
needs
surface,
it.
dear. We're gonna
Yes,
and I'm getting the support, like I said, from the NFL, Florida Sports Hall of Fame, Berg Sports Bar. People are going to assist us and get community help and assistance so we can recognize all of you guys in the stores. So I'm gonna need, I'll give it to me, your contact information, and we'll get this all put together. Okay? Have a great 4th of July. Thanks for coming down,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you. Somebody turned it around on me. There you go.
So almost like I said, we're honored.
around Youngstown, State. Just share the will. Really want to also, I want to bring
And that will attract more kids, if I can. When kids see, opportunity to succeed and travel, I think they'll absolutely love that.
I want to bring that ethnic family. So even though we all are different organizations and everything, but here in St. Pete, we just one big family.
Well, I can tell that right now. I applaud you for everything you're doing. Give me the contact information on Reese family, and we'll have some fun. And you and I got to have lunch in July for sure. God bless you.
I have time. I have time.
Not much, though.
Not much.
Just a few more weeks, and then you'll be going back to work. Man, you don't have a long enough summer for what you go through. I applaud all of you. Thank you. All right, thanks for coming down, and everybody have a great 4th of July weekend. All right.